So Asia Pacific again has really three sets of call centers here. So you have Australia as a market, who is far ahead in the technology adoption curve. They are already, they have been using speech applications for a long time. They are far ahead in their adoption of quality monitoring applications, workforce management applications. Then you have markets like India, Philippines, the outsourcing-centric markets, or markets like Singapore and Hong Kong, where technology adoption is on the second layer, where they are right now in the stage of deploying some of these applications and trying them out and trying to penetrate these applications into the larger call center environment and not just for certain programs that they were running. And third, you have the developing markets where everything from Indonesia to even some parts of the Chinese call center industry, where they are still on very basic applications, and the move is now to look at more applications to help improve the overall customer service experience. So in terms of technologies, so there is a base call center technology around ACDs, the automatic call distributor, or a simple IVR, or a simple outbound dialer. Now these kind of technologies will continue to be in demand because they are kind of the core infrastructure that you need to run a call center. You need ACD so that you can route the calls properly. What is happening, what is the next level here, is really the level of the routing engine. Are you doing skills-based routing over there? Are you being able to route it to the right person who has the right skill, is currently free, has worked on such premium customers before, and has the language skill set? So you can have a parameter that you can choose from to ensure that the person who takes your premium customer call is the right person who will be able to resolve that call at that first instance itself. So there are more complexity and sophistication that has come into the routing engines itself, which is now seeing adoption in many of the markets. From a second level standpoint, which is really the next layer, is once you provide the basic services, how do you monitor and measure it? This is really the call monitoring aspect. The ability to look at a call and say this is a good call. To say that 80% of my calls turned out to be good calls, or looking at the quality of what that call is. So that is really the quality monitoring aspect of it. Then you go into the efficiency part of the business, which is really around workforce management, looking at how many people do I need during the day. How can I minimize, my excess capacity? How do I then reduce cost? How do I have, scheduling of the agents so that they map exactly to the peak hours within my call center? And there are sophisticated algorithms that can help you forecast volumes as well as forecast your agent pool requirement. So that is something that is happening. The really leading edge or bleeding edge right now is the fun with social media that is happening. The ability to use Facebook and Twitter, and not just as an engine to market your messages, but as an engine to communicate with the larger customer community. If I write something on Twitter, and this is already happening with a lot of large enterprises, consumer-centric brand enterprises, worldwide. So everything from shoe apparel companies to cable TV companies in the US, to service providers in many parts of the world, including some in Asia Pacific, to some larger banks who are looking at, if I write something about this bank on Twitter, somebody might be tracking it, somebody might choose to respond to me. So we are beginning to see the need to track the social media that is out there in terms of Twitter traffic, Facebook traffic, or other blogs even that are being written about you, and responding to them with either an answer proactively or just responding to them with a clarification that they've got something wrong is becoming increasingly of interest. I presented on social media in Philippines last year, and we got significant interest from the community out there, because their customers are sitting in the US and their usage of social media is very high, where they are getting answers from peers over social media. And what is happening there is somebody is saying, but somebody mentioned to me on Twitter that this is how I'm supposed to solve it. So what that leads to is that you might not be part of a conversation. Somebody else might give a wrong answer to the customer that could lead to a higher call volume back into your call center, instead of something that could have been resolved fairly simply. So there are both the aspects to it. One is, yes, you are getting your customers to solve your customer's query. So in a way, you're reducing the volume of calls coming into the contact center. You're making your customers resolve those queries. But the flip side is, if the answers are wrong, then everything just kind of cascades into that. So social media has both the aspects, but we are seeing technology emerge that will help you track what is being written about you, give you the ability to respond to that and really measure that on an ongoing basis. And we think that will become a very important part of customer service, because social media is really here to stay. We have seen it last for at least the last 3 years. If you look at Asia Pacific, of the top 30 countries, 7 of them are in Asia Pacific. Indonesia is very big on Facebook usage. Australia is very big on Facebook usage. India is very big on Facebook usage. Philippines is very big on Facebook usage. Similarly, these are also the countries where Twitter is beginning to pick up. You're beginning to see trending topics of cricket coming on Twitter, and that happens only because there are so many Indians who are using Twitter as a way to communicate with each other or just broadcast their messages. So the fact that this is just a very Western world concept and not happening so much in Asia is really a myth. If you just go and type the name of your telco on Twitter, search for your telco on Twitter, you will see tons of comments being written about you on that, and that is a fun experiment you should do with any company.